All right, guys. Well,
There we go.
thanks for having me on here today, Ken. Everyone, I appreciate you taking the time out from your busy days to be here and let Ken and I share this information with you. I commend you for setting aside time to look for ways to better yourselves and better your business. Oftentimes, whether you're the owner or a manager, it gets hard to find this kind of time because you're putting out the daily fires that occur for every small business. And so, I just want to, tell you, give yourself a pat on the back. And, since you invested this time, I'm going to try to be as efficient as possible so that, we stick to, 30 minutes or so. But I'm happy to take any questions that you type across. I know Ken is as well, so I'm happy to stay as long as necessary. But I want to, talk to you a little bit about our M-Force program. We created this program as a way to help our customers, we work primarily in the home improvement and construction industry. We wanted to help them find ways to get more leads and then to have a system to farm their leads and farm their customers. One of the things, we all say when we start our business, whether you're in tile and grout cleaning, whether it's kitchen remodeling or carpet cleaning, or we all say let's get a core base of clients, and then keep in contact with those clients for more repeat business, and they'll feed us referrals, and before we know it, we'll be off and running. And that's a very sound business plan. The trouble is that on a day-to-day basis, it's hard to execute what you need to do to accomplish that. And that's what M-Force does. It's really a two-part tool. It accomplishes two things and solves two of what I believe you'll agree is of two of your biggest problems. And Ken, feel free to jump in here at any time if you have any comments that you'd like to add, or you think I'm missing out on anything. But
Okay.
I think two of the biggest problems that we face today are number one, it's difficult to get leads. Newspapers are becoming less and less effective for various reasons. The internet is a tough nut to crack. It should be something that a small business owner can do on their own, but it's difficult to find reliable resources to use, and it's oftentimes we end up trying different things that we only get partial success from, if any at all. The second problem, that we have that M-Force addresses is that follow-up. We need to stay in front of our clients, but we also need to stay in front of our prospects. Homeowners don't necessarily buy the moment you get their information, right? I mean, the sales cycle can be weeks, months, and sometimes even years before they actually do what they were initially inquiring about. So it's important that we stay in front of them. The obstacles for both of these things naturally are cost and time, and that's where M-Force comes in and shines. Guys, I want you to think back. We're going to talk right now about how M-Force addresses the first problem, which is leads. How do we get more leads? So to do that, I want you to think back, and if you want to, close your eyes and visualize your business before the internet. If you were around before the internet, this shouldn't be too hard to do. And when I say internet, I don't mean the internet that was here in 1962. I mean the internet you and I use every day. If your business came around in the last few years, since the internet and World Wide Web has been popular, this also shouldn't be too hard. But back then, if you placed an ad in the newspaper, or you placed an ad in the Yellow Pages, or did any advertising whatsoever, guys, tell me, if you won't mind typing it across, what did you want to happen? What was the purpose of paying for those postcards and sending them out? What was the purpose of paying for the ad in the newspaper? What did you want to happen? I know this might seem a little bit silly, but I think if we walk through this little example, it will really illustrate this problem that we have today and how M-Force solves it for you. So if you could type in that chat box. Ken, I don't think I actually get to see.
Yeah, I'm watching. We got a couple of responses came back, said to generate leads, to bring in prospects, to try to get people on the phone.
Yeah, that's the last. They're all right. They're all absolutely correct. The one I like the most is get the phone to ring, right? Because that was the only option people had back then, right? If you put an ad in the newspaper and they wanted more information, if they wanted to hire you or just wanted more information, what did they have to do? They had to call you. They couldn't do anything else. They had no other option. And chances are pretty good, probably better than 90%, that if they called you, you'd get their information, right? So that's a really good system. You place an ad.
Jay, I was just going to say I talked to one of the contractors that we work with yesterday and asked him that question. How many times when you get a customer on the phone, how often is it that if you want to get out there for an estimate, how often? What's your close ratio on getting the appointment? His answer was like 95% or better. So that's how important it is to actually get to talk to somebody or get somebody's information, get to be able to interface with them.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, no matter what you specialize in, guys, you're in the people business. All of your jobs are going to be sold face-to-face, in someone's home. You can't rely on the internet to sell all your stuff for you, if any at all. It's going to happen face-to-face. People want to talk to you. They want to, find out more about you. And oftentimes they have to be convinced that you are the right company or that it's a wise investment to go ahead and do the project in the first place. So you need to have an opportunity to talk to people. And what happened, folks, is when the internet came around, we all, I'm in the marketing business, right? And don't get me wrong, I came up in sales, in-home sales, selling windows, kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, siding, but I was in the people business too. I'm selling myself, selling the company. But what happened when the internet came around, we in the marketing world or advertising, we got really excited. We thought, what, before if we placed an ad in the newspaper, and we used to get, say 100 people who were interested, 100 people called, we'd get 90 people's information, right? But we said, with the internet, we're not confined by, the dimensions, the square inches that we can afford to pay for in the newspaper. So if we can just get them to see the ad and then, somehow get them to go to the website, now look how effective we'll be, because we can show images, we can do testimonials. Heck, today we can even do videos of one kind or another. And all those things are great, guys. I'm not knocking websites, but when you do that, you went from a system where if they had 100, again, you had 100% of the time people had to call you, capture 95%, to a system now where almost 60% of every response to any ad you do will be for them to go online. That means 60% of the people who respond to your ad are not calling you. Instead, they're going to your website. And we were wrong. People don't go to the website and then immediately fill out a form or call you. They go there and they start to self-educate. Okay, they do research. The trouble, though, is that with self-education, they are in control 100%. You do not know who they are. You can't know who they are. You have no way of doing anything with them unless they let you know. The big trouble is that only about 1 to 2% of the people who visit your website will actually call you or fill out a form. And if you can think about web traffic reports, the number of visitors you get, guys, versus the number of leads, and you'll see there's a big gap between those two numbers.